So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. In this video, I'm going to show you what my no makeup everyday makeup looks like, and also the basics of what I have in my everyday makeup kit. And I know this is a fashion channel, but I really think that makeup really helps elevate my overall style and look. I only really started wearing makeup about 10 years ago, which was around the time that I started paying more attention to my clothing and my outfits. And I have perfected my everyday routine. It takes less than 5 minutes. I'm going to do it with you guys right now. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit longer because I'm going to be explaining while I go along the way. So this is me barefaced, and let's get to it. Just a little disclaimer before we start, I am no makeup expert. I just perfected this routine on my own, which is what works for me. I encourage you to use this as inspiration, but definitely not as a hard how-to manual. So the first product that I use on the daily is a ultra light moisturizer. I use this not just because of the moisturizer benefits, but also because it has sunscreen. And sunscreen is one of the most important things that you have to do before you even leave the house, especially if you want to keep your skin looking healthy and young longer. Even if you're not going to put any makeup on, I do recommend that you put on some sunscreen. Throughout the video, I'm going to be mentioning some products that I use, but they are not products that I specifically endorse. I have been using this specific brand, it's CeraVe, for about 2 years. This is the one that I just finished up. I really like this brand. It's a very lightweight moisturizer. It has a velvety, smooth feeling. All you need is one pump, so very little. That's all I put on my face. And then I'll just distribute it. And it goes on super easily, and that pea size amount will be enough for my whole face. I will also add another pea size amount to my neck. And this will keep my skin hydrated and protected from the sun. One thing that I do not like about this package is that this always breaks, the cap always breaks inside my bag, my makeup bag. The next product we're going to use is just some powder, okay? I don't really want a heavy makeup effect on my face on my day-to-day. I save the full makeup look for when I go to parties and events. So I only use the moisturizer, which helps with securing the powder onto my face. I am lucky that the overall coloration of my face is very uniform and I don't have a lot of blemishes, so I don't need any additional coloration. You could use a BB cream that is tinted if you just need a little bit more of that coverage so that you get a more uniform coloring all through your face. But yeah, I don't put anything else other than the moisturizer slash sunscreen. And now we're gonna go for the powder. This one is from Ulta Beauty. I don't particularly like this brand. This is just what I bought this time. This is the second time I'm buying it. I do think it's a little bit sheer. It's more sheer than it has coverage, but I do put it on just so that I can even out a little bit of the coloring in the face. So the circles around my eyes, as you can see, that's already made a big difference from this one. And I like this big brush to put it on because I feel that, first of all, it's faster to apply. Since I don't need that like ultra high coverage, I just need to take off the shininess from the moisturizer slash sunscreen and just sort of uniform the coloring on my face. The very little uniformization that I need. And that is it. So it does come with a little sponge, like most of them do, but I only use the sponge when I do the full face of makeup, and I will dab it under to get more coverage. I also do not use concealer because, like I said, I want the makeup to be as light as possible because I want to achieve that no makeup look. And so I think that I have experimented before with concealers. I just think it makes the makeup look heavy and kind of cakey. So this is what I have found that works best for me. But if you do need a concealer, definitely go for it. Next product we're going to be using, so this is the third one, is blush. I like a blush that is matte, that has no shine or shimmer or glitter to it, because that's what's going to give me the most natural look, especially for during the day. This one's from Revlon, and it's already at its end. Got to replace it. And I apply it with a smaller brush than the one that we were just using. I don't like to use the same brushes because this will have residue from the blush, and I don't want to use the whole thing on my face, obviously. So where do I apply this? I apply this to where my cheeks naturally get pink when I'm in the sun. So this will give me the most natural looking makeup possible. You might not like this look for you, especially if you don't get pink in the sun. I used to get pink really easily when I was younger. Now it takes a little bit more. And I put just enough to look sun-kissed, if that makes sense. When I film videos, I will put more on because it doesn't show up really well on video. So I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to see exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to put a little bit more on so you can see exactly where I place it. So right here on my upper cheeks and on my nose, that's where I get that natural suntan look. And there you go. So this was the third product we're using, and this is the second tool that we're using. Now for the third product that I use, it's going to be mascara. Like I said, again, this isn't any particular, this is Maybelline. I think I have bought this a couple of times. I do like this one. I could buy something else. This isn't like super preferred. I buy mascara that is not waterproof for my day-to-day. So when I was younger, I used to think that all mascara needed to be waterproof. But that was basically because I only used to wear makeup when I went out, like to the club or to a party, and I would sweat a lot. And if it wasn't waterproof, the mascara would give me panda eye. And so I learned that good mascara was waterproof mascara, but for the day-to-day, I prefer the ones that are not waterproof because I could just wash them off with soap and water at the end of the day. I don't have to use any harsh chemicals on my face to remove makeup. And the technique I use for mascara is to take off as much excess as possible from your brush. So I've seen people literally wipe this off like on a tissue or a cloth and to take off the excess, and I think that's just so wasteful. So I just go around the rim and just slowly, I'll be turning this and turning this so that I take off all the excess, and I want this to be as dry as possible. And I use a little mirror because I do wear glasses and I can't see in a normal mirror to apply mascara, so I do need a magnifying mirror. So that's a tip for you if you also have a hard time applying eye makeup. And what I'll do is that I will slowly accumulate the product on my lashes. So that's how you're going to get the best effect. Instead of just thinking that you need to go like one swoop and you're done, you're going to be building it up. So just go over multiple times until you get the effect you want. And since your brush is dry, you're not going to get any excess product. You're not going to get any clumping. Go from the center all the way over to the end if you want the maximum effect. And I also like to do the bottom lashes just in the corner. I feel that if I do the whole bottom lashes, I look a little dollish, like it's a little childish, so I prefer just to do the corner. So there you go. That's the difference between the eye that is done and that's the difference that is not done. So the whole intent of this makeup is that it's supposed to just intensify already what's natural to me, just to make it a little bit more obvious. So the same thing with the lashes. We don't want like big exaggerated lashes. We want lashes that look prominent and natural, but still discreet, I guess. I'm gonna do the other eye. And I like to go from all the way down from the roots of my lashes to the tip. So I can get as much coverage as I can. And right at the end, a little extra there just to emphasize it a little bit more. And I don't use the lash curler device. I have one, but I never use it. What I do is when I go at the end of my lashes here, I will kind of press them back gently just to shape them and make them look a little bit perkier. And as the mascara dries, that seals them in place. So this was our fourth product and our third tool. Obviously this one is optional. If you have good eyesight, good for you, I'm so envious. Before I go on to the last product that I always use, I just want to talk about facial hair for a second. And the older I get, the more facial hair, weird facial hair starts growing on my face. Let me know if that happens to you too. We can be friends. I have tried a lot of different ways to try to get rid of it. So I have waxed it, I have bleached it, I have chemically gotten rid of it, giving myself a mild chemical burn from time to time. And none of those things are very practical. Since I do not have good eyesight, I forget. I can't see that like my mustache is growing out. So sometimes I'll be going out, like leaving the house, and I'll notice that I have like a full-on Super Mario Brothers mustache. And how do you do that quickly? So what I resort to nowadays is just shaving it off. Yes, but I don't use a normal shaver. I use this little electric shaver. I'm not sure where this is from. I bought it at Target. You can buy it at like your pharmacy. It looks like a little lipstick. It's very cute. You turn it on, and all you got to do is over wherever you need to shave. It's painless. It's effective. It's really fast. And if you're struggling with facial hair and you don't know what to do with it, just shave it off. It'll be fine. It does not grow back thicker. I do have a few thicker strands of hair, but those were already there before I started shaving them. I will tweeze them. Just pluck them out. It's painful. But then as I pluck them out, they will take a little bit longer to grow. This one just gets the finer hairs. So that's a little bonus tip for you guys. And the last product, which is our 5th product, is for the eyebrows. I had no idea how much eyebrows were an important step in makeup when I started doing my own makeup until I went to my aunt's birthday party, which was a 50s theme. And then of course I wanted to like do eyebrow makeup that was equivalent to that era, and I realized how much I was missing out on not doing anything with my eyebrows. So now I do a very simple routine. I will use just this little comb, eyebrow comb, and I do put my glasses back on for this part because I can't see. And since I can wear the glasses while I'm doing this, that's what I do. So I'll just comb it up. I don't really shape my eyebrows, like plucking them. The only thing I do is pluck out the stray hairs on the bottom and some on the top, but that's, I would say, less than once a month. Just when they start bugging me. And for the actual brow makeup, this is a hack. I tried a lot of different makeup for brows and they all looked horrible on me because they were always too brown or too dark, and so it didn't look natural on my eyebrows. I also think they had a very warm undertone, and it wasn't good. It didn't look good, didn't look natural. And so one day a friend of mine gave me this hack. She told me that she used a regular drawing pencil. This is a drawing pencil that you can find in any art supply store. It costs like $1, I don't know, maybe less. And this is the softest kind of lead that you can find, just because it makes it easier to transfer. And this is the most natural looking that I have ever gotten. I bought this pencil, I would say 3 years ago. I have sharpened it once, and this is just the perfect, I love this. Perfect tool, perfect tool. Oh, and speaking of being too warm or too cool for your skin tone, makeup is the most important place where you will want to know your undertone, if you are cool or if you are warm, because it will make a difference. So for this, for example, the powder, you're gonna want to get this in your undertone. I would always struggle to find powder that matched my skin, and I always thought that it was just about getting the skin tone right? So how dark or how light it was. But that's not where it ends. You also have to get the undertone right. So there are a few brands, I think Ulta does this. There are a few brands that will have if it is warm or cool in the description. So if you don't have a good eye for it, because I still don't, I still need that little guide. I would suggest looking for brands that already tell you if it's warm or cool tone. And if you need to know what your undertone is. I made a video talking all about that, and I will link it in the description for you guys to watch. It's a really fun video. It's all animated. The same thing goes for the blush. Make sure it's your undertone, warm or cool. My undertone is cool. I cannot wear anything that is too orangey. So I can't wear anything that's like more bronzer kind of type. Like that would give me like a fake tan kind of thing. It's too orange. It makes me look so bad, so bad. And that's also a tip that I can give you really quick if you don't want to go through the whole, I don't know what my undertone is. If you look good in more orange tints, then you're probably a warm undertone. And if you look really bad in orange, you're probably a cool undertone. So let's get back to the eyebrows. And the only thing I do with this is I will draw in small motions where I follow the hairs. You don't want to color it in. That'll look disastrous. I go one for one, very lightly, and I will draw in the individual hairs. It sounds tedious, but that's it. Let's like really fast. And on top, I'll just shape it the way I want. Now, I do admit that this does take a little practice. The more you do it, the more you're going to figure out how you like it, how much you like to fill in your eyebrows. But, so that's the difference between the one that I did and the one that is not done. You can see that it makes a big difference on my face. So, even though it does take a little bit of practice to get it exactly the way you want it to, I do think it is 100% worth it because it does make such an impact. And the good thing about this is like, if you mess up, like, oh, I messed up. Ooh, I messed up. You can just, there you go. Just use your fingers to take it off. You don't need any makeup remover. You don't need any tools. And then I'll go back and I will brush it again. But it does last all day. I mean, I don't think you're going to be touching your eyebrows, obviously. If you are going to be hot and sweaty, it'll probably fade away, but it doesn't run. Like, it doesn't run down your face, obviously. There's not enough product. There's not enough lead, pencil lead on your face for it to run. So, yeah. So those were the basic products and the basic tools that I use basically every day for my no makeup look. I will also use colored lip balm, and that's right back here. I have been experimenting because this is something I've been doing recently. My lips get really chapped, so I'm constantly applying lip balm to them, and I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier, but I could buy tinted lip balm because I do have a high contrast face. You see how my hair and eyes are dark and my skin is fair. So if my lips aren't really like dark, they kind of wash me out. And so putting on a little bit of color. I still don't know if I like this. This is from Covergirl. This is the darkest color they have. This is theoretically, this is also important to know if it's cool or warm undertone. I think this one's the only cool undertone they have. So, but I'm not sure if I like this color yet. I think it's a little bit too shimmery, but that's okay. We experiment. And that's it. Now to complete the look, we let down our hair. And there you have it. You can see how that makes a total difference from the beginning of the video. If this video was helpful in any way, please leave a like to let me know. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I think you might like this video next. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.